straight away. And we kind of set a little goals just under 5 years ago. And I said, Elyse, I want to be that busy that I can't handle how much work's coming in. She's like, your Instagram was pretty big already. And you were like, I just want to be doing everything. We kind of set that little goal. And then we kind of are getting there. I'd say she definitely is.
Jade is killing it in the industry, and that's what I love about her. She's hardworking, she's motivated, and she knows where she wants to get to. And she's very professional in the makeup industry, and she knows when a client comes to her that everyone is completely different and that everyone has needs their personality to shine through, and makeup can enhance special features on your face, and definitely Jade nails that on every single person.
Well, obviously it's such a competitive industry and there's so many makeup artists, and when I set out to do this, that's why today's event ties in perfectly with my whole approach. I think makeup we're so lucky. We are luckier than men, where we get given this little canvas and we get to enhance everything, and we walk out there and it's not only how you look, it's ultimately how you feel. And I have that before red carpets, before big events where their clients are emceeing, they're under a lot of pressure. I think, well, there's a million makeup artists out there. Why are you choosing me? And I hope it's because of the whole experience that we have. We have fun. And I also, whatever they're feeling, and they're saying, today I've got something a bit playful I'm wearing, I'm like, let's bring that to the whole look, the whole of your makeup look, your hair, everything. And I think that's what today's about, feeling beautiful, not only on the outside, but the inside, and bringing that out. So this is great, obviously, as a highlighter, but you can use it. And today you'll learn how I tend to do with makeup. There's no rules. You can use it all over your face. It doesn't need to just be, in the cheeks. You can pop it on the eyes, on the inner corners of the eyes to make them pop. You can even, if you've got a dark lipstick, just pop it in the centre of your lips. Just don't be scared. It's all about playing with it. Think of your face literally as you are an artist. That's when it starts to change how your overall face looks, rather than just thinking, this is where it goes, things like. So hopefully we can discuss that. Blending brush, I basically use this all the time, and then you just kind of press it in. Because we've already done the foundation, I just want to show you this step before we start the eyes.
Is that a MAC brush that you're using?
Yes, it's the trusty 217 MAC brush. It's been loved. All my things are very loved. So, and under the eyes, often you'll find, when you tend to get a bit crease, Gemma, I just love the warmth of your fingers is seriously the best way to reduce that. And Nars, the Creamy Custard Concealer, I think is just, it's great in terms of soaking into your skin and not sitting on top.
This is something that I didn't know about Jade until this morning, and I know her well. She actually comes from a health sciences background, so she understands science. So I feel like she's the best person to listen to for product recommendations, because she understands ingredients and the whole.
Well, you kind of have to understand, this looks great, but everyone's different. Everyone's skin tone's different. Your eyelids might be oily, and you're using all this moisture on your eyelids, and you're like, it's gone. And then someone might be dry, and theirs lasts all day. So it's understanding your skin, your face. And so we've got the heat palette out now. Now, the hardest part with the heat palette is deciding which tones suit different skin. I've had a little look around, and obviously you've got great skin tones, some really olive, beautiful fair. I trained in England, so I love fair skin. Even though people that have fair skin often don't love it, I love that beautiful fair skin. Now, the only thing, though, when you've got a palette like this and you automatically look and say, I'm fair, that's orange, that's just wrong. It's not. It's about blending. It's about using the right undertones and things. So when you're starting at these tones, they're quite good for fair, and you use that as kind of your base and outwards, and then blend in with these warmer colours closer to your pupils. So it's just about understanding, obviously, how to get the best effect where you place it on your face. Now, about eyeliner, because I do want to show you how you can do it without feeling scared, like you were saying, Gemma. So this one is a MAC chocolate stubborn brown. It's a bit darker, but there also is Teddy that you can use. And if you just look up, Elyse, all you need to do is on the lash line, just smudge it like this. And with a brush that's it's all about your brush also. This brush, as you can see, it's really soft. You don't want it to be too hard. And all you tend to do is smudge it. I tend to go back and forth a little bit more near that part of the eye, because you would like, I think, to make it look a bit more elongated, like we discussed earlier, and then just smudge it into the shadow. So now I'm just going in the eyelid, and don't forget, it doesn't need to be So perfect. That's what the great thing is with these kind of pencils. You can kind of just smudge them along the lid. And when you've got that darkness also near the actual pupil, it kind of, while it looking quite deep, it's still natural. So that's the key as well. That's what I tend to do. I kind of smudge it around the actual eye, and then you kind of go lighter.
If I was going out, I think for my eyes and to enhance my makeup look, I would do a brown eye, and then like Jade's doing.
Jade, do you think we should be choosing our eyeshadows based on the colour of our eyes, or can we just kind of do what we want?
Look, it depends. I get a lot of clients, just look up again, my love, that do say, oh, you know, purple really suits me because, you know, 10 years ago someone told them that purple suits blue eyes. So I get that a lot, and I think you just have to have fun with it. You have to play with it. Don't be so scared and think, oh, because I have this colour eye, it has to suit, or this. It's just having fun with the actual palettes. If you think that now there's a lot of, you know, maroons. They suit brown and blue eyes, green eyes, but it's what you feel comfortable with. Sorry. This is, like I said, my favourite product. You can either use your fingers, your hands, or straight onto a shadow. I'm going to just start highlighting. Elyse has amazing cheekbones, so I like to do the eye like 3/4 and then go back and fix it all at the end. But I always use this underneath and on top of the foundation. So the best places to use it obviously is on the cheekbones. Now the Cupid's bow is always a good place if you just buff it in properly. The problem I find is when people highlight the nose.
Don't start me.
Please. Instagram selfies. Hi, longest
Instagram
highlighter
makeup
I've
and
ever
real
seen on
life
my
makeup, very different things.
Girl, like, okay, so everyone here today,
Strong feeling.
when you do your selfies, now you're going to all look at it on Instagram, please stop there. Do not highlight to the tip. When we're highlighting, we're pushing it forward. When we're contouring, we're pushing it back.
Yeah.
So when you're popping on your nose, just like this, really nice, blend it in. Do not go to the tip because you're making yourself have the longest nose ever.
I don't want that.
We don't want that.
Non-surgical nose job.
Yes.
That's what we're after.
Eyebrows are so big at the moment. They've been big for a while. I can't see it changing. And you can see amazing makeup, and then the eyebrow is where sometimes it goes wrong. So this is a really important part of your overall look, of feeling amazing. With a brow, typically what you would do is it's all about dimensions on your face and how it sits across your eye and separates. So, you know, in terms of where it starts, your eyebrow needs to start exactly where the tear duct is. So there. So a lot of the time, people actually have it starting, you'd be surprised, but they actually start either too far back or too far forward. And you're scared because you're like, oh, the bigger the brow, the better. And I'm always like, if you just took that tiny bit off, it opens your face.
How are my brows going?
Yours a good girl. You know, you don't get to be the beauty face for Myer if your eyebrows are good. So for starters, that's the way it starts. Then in terms of where the peak is, or where now it's not as angular, it's a little bit more rounded, but there needs to be, if you look forward, so if Elyse looks exactly forward, the peak needs to be in between the pupil and the end of the eye. So it's just like that. And they need to finish right at the end of the eye if you place it like this. So you've got to think of those 3 spots, where it starts, where it kind of peaks or rounds a little bit, and then where it finishes. So if you just hold it like that, that's kind of your rule to add. Kind of hold it like a fan, and that's how I tend to. You can just hug the face if you like, hug the cheek like that, rather than, you know, and it gives you that more cushioned kind of contour, rather than being too angular.
I was going to say, I think Kardashian is the word you're after.
Yeah, probably, my love.
Now, what does this do, popping that up around the temples?
It's where the sun would normally hit you anyway. So to just apply it just to the, like I said, halo of the head. And then when you're doing the jawline, it's very careful. You've got to be very careful because if you go once again too heavy, it almost looks like you just have
5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah. So the neck is really, really important. When you're matching as well your foundation, because it's obviously a whole nother masterclass to talk about, but when you're matching the foundation, never ever match it to your neck to your face. I tend to actually look at my arms, the client's arms, because that's kind of the darkest part. And when you've got a dress on or you've got something, that's what you want to look at. You don't want to match it. This area of me is the whitest part of my body. And when I used to go to Cant, get that bronzer. So a lot of the time, people always on Instagram are like, what colour's your lip? What colour's your lip? It's actually blush. And I put 8 Hour Cream, which is by Elizabeth Arden, over the top of it. This gives more dimension to the lip rather than just going on. And like you said, this is years of obviously playing around and seeing what best works. But this, I would just apply it kind of like that. Because getting the perfect lip shade is damn hard.
Yeah, the amount of time that you've spent even just doing the lip liner.
You're like, I don't have time for that in the morning. And with
Talk over her.
With nude as well, it's very you've got to be really careful with the nude because you want to be able to actually see it in a photograph as well. So finally, we're going to spray this makeup for that dewy effect that we were discussing earlier. Feel free to powder afterwards. Tatcha, and if anyone big makeup fans, Mario, who does the Kardashians, who does everyone, uses this. It's amazing. It's just
a beautiful product.
It's a very luxe product. I love it. It changes your whole look. So if you just close your eyes and kind of spray it like a mist overall. She gets scared with her. And as you can see, kind of even the spray, it just sits perfect.
How important is a setting spray on a scale from
Depends
1 to 10?
what look you're going for, Gemma. But for me, this look is quite dewy. It's quite fresh. And I do feel like it's just the final stage. It's the perfect product for giving you a dewy. You can set it, obviously, and powder the areas you want. Let it dry. It smells amazing too.